He moved like water, pivoting on his heel as the great sword whistled past his ribs. In the same fluid motion, he drove the spear forward with his full body weight behind it. The technique was ancient, older than writing, older than civilization, refined through 10,000 years of human warfare. The wooden tip struck Varkatha's chest plate at a precise angle. Physics took over where technology failed. The spear didn't cut. It punched. All of Jake's momentum, channeled through the narrow point, concentrated into a space smaller than a fingernail. The quantum-hardened alloy, designed to disperse energy across its surface, had no defense against the simple, brutal application of force over such a tiny area. The armor cracked. Then shattered. The spear punched through, stopping just short of piercing Varkatha's scales. The champion staggered backward, his weapon clattering to the platform as he stared at the impossible breach in his armor. The arena fell silent. Jake withdrew his spear, still intact, and stepped back. Yield? Varkath dropped to one knee, clawed hand over the cracked chest plate. I yield. Jarim's ethereal form flickered with disbelief. Impossible. That alloy has withstood antimatter charges. How did wood? It's not about the material, Jake said quietly, examining his spear for damage. It's about understanding leverage, momentum, and pressure points. Your armor disperses energy. My spear doesn't rely on energy. He met the ethereal's gaze. Sometimes the simplest tool, in trained hands, beats the fanciest technology. As Jake left the platform, the alien spectators sat in stunned silence. They had witnessed something their advanced civilizations had forgotten in their rush toward technological superiority, that a weapon was only as effective as the warrior wielding it, and that humanity had spent millennia perfecting the art of making simple things deadly. The wooden spear, older than starships, had spoken its ancient truth. A Varathian student gasped. She's at level 3. That would incapacitate most of my species. Increase to level 5, Sarah suggested calmly. Miss Chen, that's inadvisable. Do it. Krelnax's manipulators trembled as he adjusted the settings. Level 5 could cause actual trauma to most species. The device pulsed with increased intensity. Sarah's jaw tightened slightly. She shifted her weight. Okay, now I feel it. Kind of like a bad headache. She looked around the stunned classroom. You know humans get migraines that feel worse than this, right? Some of us function through them for days. Impossible, breathed a Centaurian student. The data says. Your data is incomplete, Sarah interrupted, removing the stimulator herself. See, humans don't have thick skin or armor plating because we evolved something better, adaptation. We survived ice ages, predators, diseases, injuries that would kill most species here. Our ancestors walked days on broken bones, fought off infections without medicine, gave birth in caves without anesthesia. She walked to the front of the class, addressing them directly. You want to know why humans seem weak on paper? Because we defined survivable differently. What you call distressing pain, we call Tuesday. We didn't need armor because we learned to endure. We didn't need regeneration because we learned to heal. We didn't need a high pain threshold because we learned to function through agony. Professor Krelnax stood silent, his certainty shattered. Sarah smiled grimly. Maybe update your data, Professor. Humans aren't weak. We're just tougher than we look. The class sat in absolute silence as the implications sank in. The weakest species in the galaxy had just demonstrated they were anything but.